I realize as a mother na ito yung pinakamahirap na stage ng pagiging magulang. Having explained all of that, balik tayo dun sa topic natin today, which is, ano ba yung natisod kong business?
Your blue eyes, if we need a drink, I'll be the bartender. I got a fifth of Patron and a blender. Baby, slipping on a swimsuit is overrated. You don't need a beach to get a half naked. Life's too short, let's not waste it. Cause paradise is wherever we make it.
Hi everyone, my name is Kay and welcome back to my channel. So last week I said I was going to share with you kung ano yung natisod kong business. But actually, kasi pag sinabing natisod, parang accidental. But what I really meant was, I was able to finally put together my ideas that's been brewing in my head for more than a year. No, actually, since the pandemic. During the pandemic, di ba lahat tayo nakakulong? Ginawa ko, naghanap ako ng psychology classes because at that time, ang feeling ko, lahat ng tao depressed. And I was very curious, ano bang cause ng depression? At saka paano mo ba pwedeng tulungan yung sarili mo if you're feeling depressed? I was curious, actually. I was curious about what causes it. And the thing is, nung nag-college po ako, psychology is one of the highest grade that I was receiving. So parang meron akong underlying interest in psychology. So what I did, I took classes in cognitive behavioral therapy from the American Psychological Association. I took life coaching from IAP College, and then I got a certification in clinical hypnotherapy, and I also became a member of the American Hypnosis Association. Actually, I'm still a member of that. I even attended a Harvard course on resilience. And during those times that I'm attending these classes, the psychology classes, there are sessions where I became an audience to a psychotherapist, having the regular psychotherapy session with a real person with real problems. And then I also had a chance to listen to a real person with real problems while the psychotherapist, teacher, instructor coaches me. What I realized during that time that I was taking all of these classes is that yung root cause ng problems nila is yung na-experience nila or yung way of thinking na na-instill sa kanila from when they were little kids. Unless nagkaroon sila ng, very traumatic experience when they're adults. But most of the time, ang root cause talaga nung mga problems na nagka-come up when we're adults is during the time of childhood. And one thing too that I realize is that most of the time, the problem is that they're trying to suppress negative feelings. Kasi lumaki tayo, I don't know about your parents, but from my experience, yung mga guardians ko, yung mga taong na nakapaligid sa akin during the time that I was growing up, they don't want you to have negative feelings. Pag nakita tayong umiiyak, sabihin sa atin, huwag kang umiyak. Or pag nakita tayong malungkot, huwag kang malungkot. Diba? I don't know about your parents or your guardians, but I know from my experience ganyan. Pag umiiyak ka, huwag kang umiyak, huwag kang malungkot, huwag kang matakot, di ba? Kahit na merong actually nakakalungkot or nakakaiyak na nangyari, which is appropriate yung reaction, yung feeling mo dun sa nangyari sa'yo. So ang tendency ngayon natin as adult, because that's how we were brought up, is that pag nagkaroon tayo ng negative feelings, dapat hindi ko to nararamdaman or hindi to normal. yung nararamdaman ko. Hindi ako dapat nakakaramdam ng ganito. Parang palaging dapat masaya lang, or dapat excited lang, or dapat, alam mo yun, yung positive feelings lang, which is not, hindi siya makatotohanan. We were never taught the tools how to handle negative feelings. So when you're feeling sad and nakikita mo yung ibang tao, especially right now with social media, and most of the time, yung mga tao, yun lang yung pinapakita nila sa social media most of the time, yung masaya, yung food nila, and how much they enjoy it. So ikaw as tao na nalulungkot because may nakakalungkot na nangyari sa buhay mo, you're thinking that I am alone dito sa feeling na to, and I shouldn't be feeling this. And so we try to suppress it, which is not how it should be done. We should have been taught tools on how to address the negative feelings. What can we do? But growing up, we were never told na, okay, pag galit ka, ganito yung gagawin mo, para yung anger mo will slowly dissipate. Walang ganon, di ba? Wala tayong guidance from our parents most of the time. At least me. I don't know how you were brought up, but at least me, in my experience, and from what I've witnessed, a lot of people who have problems, they were not taught in school, they were not taught at home, kung paano ba i-regulate ang emotions na to. Pag galit na galit ako, anong pwede kong gawin? Right? Anong pwede kong gawin na hindi destructive? Ano yung pwede kong gawin para hindi ako makasakit ng feelings ng ibang tao, or meron akong masabi na hindi dapat kong sabihin? And I realize as a mother na ito yung pinakamahirap na stage ng pagiging magulang. Kung paano mo i-address yung emotions ng bata. Paano mo i-address yung emotions ng anak mo kung ikaw as magulang was brought up by parents na katulad nung dinedescribe ko nga. If we teach our kids to suppress their feelings, to suppress their negative feelings, then they will look for something to pacify it. And dyan na nagsisimula yung unhealthy relationship, addictions, depressions. Kasi nga, pag nakita nila yung ibang tao masaya, to them, natural yun, na dapat masaya. Pero yung malungkot ako, hindi to natural. So, nangyayari tuloy as adults, pag nakita natin yung ibang tao masaya and ikaw malungkot, feeling mo na alienate ka. Right? So, I was thinking of ways, paano ba matuturuan yung bata na ma-identify nila kung ano yung nafe-feel nila, masabi nila kung ano yung nagbabother sa kanila, and maturuan sila that those big feelings are normal given the circumstances, and then teach them skills to cope. Di ba pag masaya tayo, we're in a good mood. Maganda yung takbo ng heart natin, maganda yung takbo ng brain natin, but when we're sad, ang bigat sa heart, masakit ang ulo mo, and then if you're anxious, nagkakaroon ka ng shaking, meron kang nagsusweat ka. So may mga physical manifestations yun. So, having explained all of that, balik tayo dun sa topic natin today, which is, ano ba yung natisod kong business? Well, meet the bee and poof. And their forest friends. And for the last year, more than a year actually, I have been thinking about how can I teach little kids to name their emotions and regulate them. At first, ang inisip ko is I'm gonna write books. So I started to write short stories that are appropriate for kids so that their parents can read to them. Kaso, ang mahal ng printing cost. Ang mahal ng printing cost, and hindi ko naman siya pwedeng i-compress lahat sa isang book dahil ang daming mga negative feelings. May anger, may anxiety, may sadness, may feeling left out, may waiting. Hindi ko siya pwedeng gawin sa isang libro kasi magiging pang high school sa haba. But the better way is simulan na turuan yung mga kids when they are just starting to learn how to speak. They should be able to learn how to name kung ano yung nararamdaman nila, and then be taught, even as a small kids, ang target age ko is between 3 and 6 years old. So that the coping skills that they will learn become instinctive. Like magiging second nature na sa kanila yung pag-regulate ng emotions, yung pag-regulate ng physical manifestations ng emotions na nafe-feel nila. So when they become adults, they will know how to self-regulate, and they will view negative feelings as part of normal emotions like joy and happiness. And then recently, I saw an ad on YouTube about how to make cartoons with AI technology. And I know, oh my God, alam ko, ang dami-daming mga tao who hate AI with a passion. Actually, my own son is very disappointed that I'm using AI technology. Kaya lang po, ito nga mga characters na to, more than a year ko silang din-assign. Kung ito-drawing ko yung mga clips or ito-drawing ko yung buong episode, baka siguro for like a 5-minute episode, baka more than a year ko siyang ito-drawing. Hindi siya feasible. So, I tried to learn the software, and believe it or not, hindi po siya ganun kadali. Ini-edit pa rin po namin siya. So, one episode takes us about 3 to 3.5 days to edit. And I say we, kasi nga, pati yung husband ko, in-employ ko na, natulungan ako to edit the episodes. So if you can look past the fact that it's AI generated cartoon, if you can look past the imperfections as we still are learning the skills of how to make a better episode, a better cartoon of it. If you can look past that and just pay more attention to the messages of the stories, I think that a lot of kids will be helped. And then I'm also looking for someone to help me put up a website so that I can upload some tools that parents, teachers, yayas, caregivers can download and use for their children, which is also free. Yung channel is here on YouTube, so it's also free. So I hope that you can share the link dun po sa mga may kakilala kayo who have kids, between the ages of 3 and 6. I think that they can benefit from it. And also the parents. I think the parents, the caregivers, or the yayas should watch the cartoon with the kids so that malalaman nila, pag ganito yung nangyayari dun sa bata, then we can do this, then we can practice this, and then these are the tools that we have. So that's it for me today. Salamat po sa pagsama niyo sa akin ulit. And I hope if you're a parent with small kids, give the episodes a watch and see if it helps your kids. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. So sa uulitin po, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.